We are going over 5 IQ habits that will make you unplayable in football. A lot of times the player with the highest IQ is one of the best players on the pitch. Players like the Xavis and Iniestas, the Pirlos, the Kevin De Bruynes, they're so good not just because of their ability, but also how clever and smart they are with their decisions. So that's coming up next. I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, OneFootball, which is one of the best football apps out there where you can get football news stories, transfer rumors, videos, and so much more. It's one of my favorite apps, one of my favorite football apps, and you can download it for free down below through the link in my description, or if you're on the desktop, you can actually get it through the QR code that you'll see on screen in one of these corners. So I want to say thank you for OneFootball for sponsoring this video. Again, one of the best football apps out there for football enthusiasts. Now let's get into the rest of this video. Before we jump into it, my name is Dave and this is Simplysoccer, where I'm creating videos every single week to help you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Now, if you really want help with that, get my ebook Game Changer for free down below through the link in the description. Now let's get into what these IQ habits are, starting in reverse order with number 5. Now number 5 is a simple one, but it's learning how to keep your calm in pressure situations. You know, if you watch players like Pirlo, or when he was playing, watch some highlights of him, Xavi, and all of these players that are seen as high IQ players, you'll notice that they make pressure situations look very, very easy because they're able to keep their calm and don't panic in these situations. If you're panicking when there's pressure being applied to you, or maybe you're close to your own goal and you're trying to get out of pressure, that's just going to make it more likely that you're going to lose that battle and lose the ball. The reason a player like Pirlo, for example, if you watch him, always got out of these situations is because he almost never panicked. He kept his calm, knew he had the ability to get out of those situations if that was the right thing to try, and then he'd be able to execute it almost every single time. When you keep your calm, you're able to access your instincts, you're able to really tune more into your ability and actually do what you're able to do, where when you panic, you may do things that you would never do, take bad touches, for example, move in a direction you wouldn't have moved in, because you're not keeping your composure. So you need to learn how to keep your composure in pressure situations, and a great way to learn is to start practicing these situations more and more. In fact, in the comments, put "I am staying calm in pressure situations" if this resonates with you, and now we'll move on to number 4. Now number 4 I kind of just mentioned, but I'm going to go over a little more, and it's your instincts. When you get really, really good, you've worked on the fundamentals, you're well practiced and well trained, you're going to have certain instincts and muscle memory that are going to help you react quicker than you normally would. And a lot of these high IQ players, they listen to their instincts. You don't really have time to analyze every single decision before you make it. That's not how it works. It's not what a high IQ player does. They listen to their instincts and they're decisive. You know, when Kevin De Bruyne plays a splitting path through the defense, I remember in the game against Liverpool recently where Mahrez almost scored a last-minute goal, that through ball, he didn't think about that. He saw the opportunity and instinctively played that ball. Players who panic, players who are not calm, players with lower levels of IQ in the game, they don't take those risks and play those balls because they fight their instincts. But when you listen to your instincts, you'll be able to play balls like that more often if you have the technique to do so. You'll be able to keep the ball better in pressure situations. So you want to learn how to listen to your instincts because they rarely will lead you astray. Number 3 is constant scanning. Again, if you watch these players, and there's like a famous clip, I think, of Xavi where it's a clip of him scanning like 20 times in like a few seconds or something before getting the ball. And the reason this is so helpful in your decision making is you're just seeing more of what's around you all of the time. A lot of players get lazy and stop scanning and the ball comes to them suddenly and they have no idea what's around them. So you want to get in the habit of continually making sure you know what is around you, learn how to be able to do that quickly, yet still keep your composure and control the ball, because it's just going to help you with your decision making. Because what you don't want to have happen is you forgot to scan and then you turn into an opponent, or something that can be just as bad is you didn't scan and you didn't turn into some open space when there was open space, and now you've taken too long and now you can't exploit that space. Number 2 is an interesting one, and it's a lot of these players focus on ball retention and protecting the ball. So a lot of times if you see, especially like the Pirlos and Xavis, I keep using them as an example, but they were so good at taking their first touch or whatever it is they were doing to protect the ball. They were so good at knowing how to keep the ball under their spell, under their control, and that the only way an opponent can really get it is if they foul them. And they would maneuver in ways, you know, even close to their own 18-yard box that would make this the case, where really the only way they're going to get the ball from them is if they foul them. And this is because they were experts at protecting the ball. Even though they're both relatively small players, it doesn't matter. They got their body between the opponent and the man, or the opponent and the ball, I should say, and they were great at taking their first touch to protect the ball. They were great at understanding how to do that, and that takes a certain level of intelligence on the pitch, on where to position your body, how to get yourself in a position to where you're either getting the ball or you're getting fouled. And number one is analysis and honesty. A lot of players have egos about their game, and so they're not honest about where they need to improve. But the smartest players will analyze their game, they'll look at what they're doing, what can they improve, and then they'll go on the training pitch and work on that area. So for example, if you're not good at protecting the ball with your body or getting it between the man and the ball in most situations, you know, as an honest player and someone who wants to improve, you can look at that and go, I need to go out and practice these situations. Let me grab a mate, someone pass the ball into me, and let me work on getting my body in the right position. Let me work on being in the right positions earlier so that I can do that, right? So when you analyze your game and you're also honest about what you need to improve, that just makes you a better player, and a habit I would really recommend picking up if you want to continually improve your game and make better decisions on the pitch. Now, if you want some great tips that are going to help you improve your game immediately, watch this video next where I give you 11 soccer tips that are going to take your game to that next level. It's going to be some of the best tips that you can apply to your game, so go watch that next.